just about time for this week's main event, St. Laurent.
So let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Alex Hammerstone versus Tom Lawlor. Lawler, the leader of Team Filthy, with Dominic Greeny, Kevin Coop, Kit Osborne. How will Tom's fight camp figure into this match? With the title on the line, Hammerstone may need eyes in the back of his head. Alexander Hammerstone, the National Openweight Champion, having won the Battle Riot and held that title for 2+ years now. Hammerstone looks to thunderclap Tom to the back of the line here in MLW and keep his momentum at 200 miles an hour heading into the big October showdown with Fatu in the super fight the world has been waiting for. Can Tom Lawler play the spoiler here, having won the MLW Grand Slam of the Battle Riot, the Opera Cup, and the world title? If there ever was a man to do so, it's the man I'm putting my money on, Filthy Tom Lawlor.
First, the challenger, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, he is Tom Lawler.
He just ran off all those accolades there, St. Laurent. I mean, there really isn't anything here in MLW that Filthy Tom Lawler hasn't done it. You mentioned playing spoiler. We've mentioned this a number of times. You know, just from Tom's personality, this is not the match that he wanted. This match, in many ways, consequences, in the words of Cesar Duran, for the fracas that Lawler got involved in last time here with the Von Erichs. Tom thought he was going to get a world heavyweight title shot, and it's a national openweight title shot here tonight. Cesar Duran showing that he is tough but fair with his eye on making fights that people want to see, but man, we talked about it. Tom could really throw a monkey wrench into the biggest fight in MLW history, couldn't he?
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity for Filthy Tom Lawler. All of the things he's accomplished here in Major League Wrestling, he's never been the national champion. So to add that to his resume, he could put himself in contention for the most accomplished fighter in the history of MLW if he could tick that one box.
And his opponents, weighing in at 251 pounds, from Phoenix, Arizona, he is the current reigning and defending National Openweight Champion, Alexander Hammerstone.
Now, no one has beaten Filthy Tom Lawler in over a year. If there's one guy that can get the job done, it's gonna be Hammerstone.
The National Openweight Champion for 2.5 years, the 2021 Battle Riot winner, the #1 ranked wrestler in the Pro Wrestling Illustrated rankings. Hammerstone has done everything except get his hands on the World Heavyweight Championship. But everything could be ruined here. If he comes up short, you can't worry about tomorrow. You've got a dangerous fighter right in front of you, Filthy Tom Lawler, a UFC veteran. Hammerstone, this is one of the biggest tests of his life. Can he stay focused with all of his hopes and dreams hanging in the balance in such a short span of time? And Lawler could ruin everything right now.
Hammerstone scheduled to fight Jacob Fatu next Thursday on Vice TV, but tonight, as you said, has to worry about the 10-year UFC vet who would love nothing more to cripple him and derail Hammerstone's road to Title Town. Now, after this matchup, Alicia Toot, she's standing by, and she will speak in an exclusive with the winner of this match. So much at stake for both of these men.
Cesar Duran, ever since he took over the matchmaking here in MLW, has just been throwing big fight after big fight at us. I love it. Tom Lawler, Hammerstone, two of the most accomplished wrestlers in the history of MLW, getting it on for the national championship.
Lawler going for the single leg takedown. We talked about it, that match coming up. 10 Eastern, Vice TV. Fatu, Hammerstone for the World Heavyweight Championship, and assuming that Hammerstone gets out of this match intact and still the National Openweight Champion, whoever wins that match will become a double champion.
It's an interesting point you bring up, Rich, because Tom Lawler is filthy. We all know that. And if at some point in this match he comes to the conclusion that for whatever reason, he can't win. He could still, whether it's an illegal hold, a dirty hold, call it what you will. He could take a cheap shot and hamper Hammerstone heading into that Fatu match. And Lawler maybe is the kind of guy that would take a lot of pleasure in that.
Yeah, I think he would. I think he would. Lawler, the cliche, well, his nickname's not Filthy for nothing, but it's true. I mean, he's a notorious rule breaker. He'll do whatever it takes, whatever he has to do.
Listen, he washes his hands. That's not why they call him Filthy, right? It's the tactics in the ring, it's the lifestyle, it's everything else. Hammerstone's got his hands full here, but he got a handful of leg there catching that kick, and Lawler goes scrambling right to the ropes. Smart move from the Filthy one there.
Nice strategy by Lawler early on. You saw him going after the thighs of Hammerstone. Just kicking away at the hamstrings.
Were those thighs or were those tree trunks, Rich?
Well, that's what I was getting at. Tree trunks. Every little bit, just chopping away. Trying to get Hammerstone off his feet and just hobble him a little bit. Doesn't seem to have had any effect so far.
Hammerstone breathing it all in. The fans here in Philadelphia have so much appreciation for Hammerstone. Witnessing him win the Battle Riot, having held that national title for so long and on the verge of finally getting that dream shot at the heavyweight championship of the world.
Big shoulder tackle sends Lawler toppling and rolling to the outside to recollect himself and rethink the game plan.
And this is part of being a veteran, Rich. You know, there's so much experience that Lawler brings to the ring and the cage for that matter. And sometimes it's a question of feeling the ebb and flow of the match, the momentum of your opponent. There's no timeouts in wrestling, right? If this was basketball and your opponent hit a few shots in a row and you don't have anything going, coach calls instant timeout. This is the wrestling equivalent of Lawler trying to throw off the momentum of Hammerstone.
Lawler was trying to take the leg out. Oh, come on now. Hammerstone tried to pull him back up by his ears, and instead, Lawler used the rope and tried to yank the arm out, tried to yank the shoulder out of the socket. Hammerstone quickly back on the attack, and the back elbow connects. Lawler tried to make sure that all his teeth are intact. Quick strike there by Lawler. Answered just as quickly by Hammerstone.
Hammerstone just brings so much power to the equation. Lawler chopping at Hammerstone. Hammerstone shaking it off. When Hammerstone hits you with a chop, it's like you've been hit by a bear.
Just popped Lawler right up in the air, and he bounced his face right off the ring apron as the count continues.
What the hell's happening to our feet?
I think we're back.
Yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, Hammerstone, the strongest man in MLW by far. Everybody knows that. So he's got to use that to his advantage here. But Lawler, the submission specialist. Hammerstone's got to watch out. Those big, strong limbs can still get caught. They can still get trapped by a crafty veteran like Tom Lawlor.
And there's the rake of the eyes. Right out of the purview of the referee. Bulldog connects, and Filthy Tom Lawlor has taken charge.
Now, Tom's actually told me that's not an eye rake. That's a common mistake. That's actually a legitimate hold that he calls the eye bar.
Oh, okay. Has he explained the difference at all, St. Laurent? What's the nuance there?
No, the difference he said is proprietary information.
No, fair enough. Okay. Big kick there by Lawler. The eye bar? Is that what you said?
The eye bar, yeah.
Okay. Big chop by Lawler. And Hammerstone seeing double right now as he gets back into the ring. That arm's bothering him too. And Lawler on the attack again. See how he has the left arm over the rope? Laying those chops in.
I think part of what Lawler's done here, and I've seen him do this in the past too, you go after the arm, you go after the eye, which we can debate the merits of that. So as the arms are, naturally your opponent starts to try to cover up their face, now their arm is wide open to be attacked again. So there's a method to the madness here, and Lawler now just taking it to Hammerstone, has him trapped in the corner, really extending that 5 count in the corner. Leverage moves here, using the ropes as a weapon. Lawler knows every trick in the book, and he's going to need it.
Oh, wow. Hammerstone using that tremendous strength to force himself back up. Lawler toppled over the top, down to the floor, and he's trying to figure out what the hell just happened to him. Hammerstone in trouble here as Lawler continues to attack the left arm, and oh no, right off the steel ring post. Filthy Tom Lawlor, the former world heavyweight champion, Battle Riot winner, and the 2020 Opera Cup winner. Opportunity to play spoiler tonight. Just weeks ahead of the biggest fight in MLW history. Sorry, St. Laurent.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit, though, about what Hammerstone has accomplished just recently, winning the Battle Riot 3 in July, making his intentions known that he would be cashing in his guaranteed title shot against Fatu on Fightland October 7th, Thursday night, 10 p.m. on Vice TV, as we see a nice leverage move there from Lawler going for the armbar here. Alexander Hammerstone, the national champion for so long, undefeated for so long, so many obstacles in his way, blocking his path to Fatu, and the final obstacle here is Filthy Tom Lawlor, as he's fighting for the Yurihishi Jijiaku Jujikatami, and Hammerstone in obvious pain, able to get to the ropes.
You can't spell that for us, can you?
I can't spell it, I can only say it.
All right.
You know, that's a very, very dangerous move Lawler had locked in. You know, good ring generalship there from Hammerstone to know where he was at and able to get to those ropes. But you see the seriousness of Lawler here, which we don't always see in all of his matches. Completely focused, he knows the kind of monster he's facing.
A lot of that bravado, a lot of the arrogance of Filthy Tom, a lot of it, I don't want to say it's show, but a lot of it is mind games.
Yeah, well, it's funny how it goes out the window when you get into the ring with Hammerstone.
Well, exactly. There's that big knee by Hammerstone. Lawler again going after the legs, and this time it took Hammerstone down. The man from Muscle Mountain. No! Lawler laying the kicks in. Went to the well one too many times, and Hammerstone has hold of Lawler's right leg. Look out.
Oh, counter from Lawler into the choke.
Beautiful counter. Beautiful counter.
Yeah, Hammerstone was looking for the fallaway slam, and Lawler was able to sink in this choke. And again, Hammerstone, the strength, just able to carry Lawler to the ropes.
Yeah, but Lawler never let go of the arm. Never let go of the arm, and thought he might have gone into a cover here. No. Trying to get the submission locked in.
Going for a crossface here. Trying to lock in as many limbs as he can to block Hammerstone's path to the ropes. Hammerstone says, no, I do not give up. But even if Hammerstone makes it through this, what damage is being done to him heading into next week, Rich?
Hammerstone able to get his foot on the bottom rope. Lawler is forced to break the hold. He's going to keep that locked in as long as he can legally. And never really let go of the arm, despite the rope break. Twisting, cranking the arm, Hammerstone rolling through. And wait a minute here. Fallaway slam on the way, perhaps. Instead, big Uranagi.
Swinging Uranagi, yeah, from Hammerstone. But it shows you the strength, even with all the punishment that he's taken. He can toss Tom Lawler around like he's a doll. There's nobody on earth that can do what Hammerstone can do. But Hammerstone is attempting to do something that's never been done before. The national champion taking on the world champion next week, Thursday night, October 7th on Vice TV at 10 p.m. as Hammerstone attempts to become the undisputed king of Major League Wrestling.
Hammerstone has to get through Filthy Tom Lawlor here tonight. Retain the National Openweight Championship, and don't forget Fatu with a world title match next week against Matt Cross. Hammerstone now picking up steam. So there's still a lot that could change here between tonight and our main event next week. Man, look at Hammerstone just breaking through those clotheslines and delivering a huge one of his own. Lawler gets the leg up, and Hammerstone with another clothesline in the corner. Oh, what power by Hammer!
He's trying to find a way out of the corner, and he gets a way out of the corner with the belly-to-belly overhead suplex from Hammerstone into the cover.
Leg is hooked. And Lawler is out at 2. Boy, this match really has taken a ton out of Hammerstone, and you brought up a great point earlier on. How much is too much heading into a big fight against Fatu?
Well, yeah, it's taken a lot out of both fighters here, but I was going to mention Hammerstone, as much punishment as he's taken, a guy of his size, his stamina is really incredible. It's one of the things that makes him so unique. You know, still have the strength for a big belly-to-belly throw like we saw moments ago.
He's setting up.
Yeah, he's got a lot in the tank. Could be looking for the Nightmare Pendulum.
And he wants to end it, but that left arm, left shoulder. Well, the damage has been done. Great game plan by Lawler to target the left shoulder. And Hammerstone unable to hit the Nightmare Pendulum. What is Lawler doing?
Is he calling in the troops? What's going on?
That gave Hammerstone time to get back to his feet.
Hammerstone stalking Lawler. Oh, but Lawler to the front of the kneecap.
Oh, but Hammerstone answers with a big boot. From behind, German suplex. I don't know who Lawler was calling. Nobody came to his aid. Big power bomb by Hammerstone.
Hammerstone falling to the ropes. Finally makes it for the cover.
Lawler kicks out at 2.5.
Yeah, he's been completely relentless here, Rich.
Hammerstone shaking his head no. Now's the time. Nightmare Pendulum all the way, nails it! There it is! Hammerstone into the cover! It's on top! Oh, how lightning quick was that?
Your winner and still National Openweight Champion, Alexander Hammerstone.
That's what makes Hammerstone so dangerous. No matter how much punishment he's taken, the stamina, the size, the speed, the Nightmare Pendulum, picture perfect, puts away Filthy Tom Lawlor.
A huge statement win for Hammerstone right here in South Philly tonight against the former world champion Filthy Tom Lawlor, who's been unstoppable for the last year. But the undefeated, undisputed world heavyweight champion